Every 60 seconds, a brand new Skoda car rolls off the line. From just a flat piece of steel to a fully finished vehicle in under 25 hours, this is no ordinary car factory. This is the secret billion-euro Skoda plant. The journey of every Skoda starts in the press shop. Huge steel coils are shaped into car parts, including doors, roofs, and bonnets. These presses are enormous, loud, and extremely precise. Every single day, the machines in this part of the plant stamp out over 25,000 body parts. After pressing, each part is checked for quality, then moved to storage. But storage doesn't mean delay. It's just a quick stop before moving to the next stage, robotic welding. Welcome to the part of the factory some call the robot dance floor. Almost the entire body structure of the car is welded together by machines. The factory uses more than 4,000 robots, mostly made by KUKA and Fanuc, two of the biggest names in factory automation. These robots move like they're dancing, fast, fluid, and with perfect timing. They can weld joints faster than any human with surgical precision, and everything is overseen by engineers watching through control panels. The welded body is now one step closer to looking like a car, but before it gets painted, there's one very important check. A team of inspectors examines the entire frame using detailed checklists. Every weld must be perfect. If a robot makes a mistake, the car doesn't move on. Before a Skoda can shine on the streets, it needs to get its skin. So let's step into one of the most high-tech paint shops in all of Europe. In the paint shop, the car body is cleaned and prepped. Dust, gone. Oil, gone. Then, the robots take over again. The body receives 4 layers of paint, each applied by robotic arms guided by workers through computers. One of these layers, the primer, has recently been made thinner thanks to new technology. Even with less material, it still protects the car just as well as before. Skoda tested this new paint system for 10 months, exposing cars to sunlight, dust, and gravel to prove that it could survive real-world conditions. Once the car gets its color coat and clear coat, it enters what workers call the sauna, a long, heated tunnel where the paint is dried. Next comes the LED tunnel, a bright inspection room. Every millimeter of the paint is checked by human eyes and tools, including paint thickness meters. If any flaw is found, the body is sent back for touch-ups. Now, the car body is ready for what Skoda calls the marriage, the moment when the body meets its mechanical heart. So let's step into the engine world. The engine journey begins with casting, where molten metal is poured into molds to form engine blocks. After cooling, the blocks are sent through heat treatment. This step strengthens the metal, ensuring durability. Next comes assembly. The engine line is a busy place, full of people, machines, and fast hands. Every gear, every piston, and bolt has to be installed perfectly. Each engine is built with accuracy down to the millimeter. Skoda offers multiple engine types in its Superb and Octavia models, including petrol, diesel, mild hybrids, and plug-in hybrids. The most powerful engines can produce up to 195 kilowatts, enough to rival performance cars. Each engine is tested before moving on. If it fails, it's fixed or it's scrapped. Skoda doesn't allow bad engines in its cars. That's part of the company's quiet confidence. No shortcuts, no compromises. Now that the heart is ready, it's time to build the rest of the body around it. This is where everything comes together. Seats, wheels, windows, lights. Welcome to the final assembly. Once the painted body is fully dry, it's time for the most important part, final assembly. This is when the car starts to look like a real vehicle. Every 58 seconds, one Skoda Octavia rolls down the main assembly line in the factory. The line moves at about 6 meters per minute. It might look slow, but is moving fast enough to build thousands of cars a week. First comes the marriage, a critical step. The painted car body is joined to its chassis, which includes the engine, gearbox, axles, and fuel tank. This step happens with extreme care. Robots and workers make sure every piece fits perfectly. Once this is done, the car becomes whole, not just a shell, but a machine. Next, the dashboard and interior parts are added. These include the deck panels, cables, and air vents. They're pre-assembled in another part of the factory and installed as a complete set. The dashboard is screwed in and the interior wiring is connected. Then parts like the hood are installed. 2 employees can attach it in just seconds. The wheels come next. A special robotic arm lifts each wheel and places it on the hub. The bolts are tightened automatically using a torque-controlled gun, assuring every wheel is safe and secure. The car doors, which were removed earlier to make space during the assembly, are now reattached. Each seat is installed and wrapped in plastic to protect it from dust and scratches. The steering wheel is added with a smooth twist. Then comes the filling of the fuel tank. For the very first time, the car is ready to start. Every step of this line is timed. Each worker has a set amount of time to finish their task before the car moves on to the next station. It's kind of like a moving puzzle that never stops. The factory can build various models, from the Skoda Superb to the Kodiaq and even electric cars like the Enyaq 4. All of them go through the same process, adjusted slightly depending on the model and version. But a car isn't ready to hit the road just yet. Before a customer ever sees it, it has to pass a final test, one that checks every sound, every surface, and every system. Once the car is assembled, it enters the quality inspection zone. This is no ordinary checkpoint. It's a tunnel filled with LED lights that show every tiny flaw. Workers look closely at the paint, panel gaps, glass, and trim. If something doesn't look perfect, a scratch, a misaligned door, or an uneven panel, the car is pulled aside for rechecking. Quality inspectors here use feeler gauges and precision tools to measure gaps between panels down to the millimeter. Once the visual check is complete, the car moves to the test track, a short outdoor circuit built right beside the factory. Each car drives for about 12 minutes on a variety of surfaces, including bumpy roads, sharp turns, and wet tracks. This helps to check the brakes, steering, suspension, handbrake, noise levels, and even the windshield wipers. After testing, the car is washed, cleaned, and wrapped in protective plastic to keep it safe during transport. Then it's taken to the shipping area, where it's loaded onto trucks and sent to dealers across Europe and beyond. Some factories, like the one in Mlada, Boleslav, can even switch between building combustion engine vehicles and electric cars on the same line. That flexibility means Škoda can build what's in demand faster and smarter. Škoda produces over 930,000 vehicles globally each year, and it's now the 4th best-selling car brand in Europe, beating out even Audi and Renault. Every car, whether it's a luxury or an electric, passes through this process, polished and precise, before it reaches the customer.